Hey guys, so I had a plan. I was going to go out to Sand Point and at low tide and take a minimalist shot of the peninsula in the centre of the frame, because it's all hazy today and misty, so there's no detail to the sky, so I was just going to keep it really simple. But when I got down there, car park was absolutely jam-packed, so no chance of that. So I've come somewhere else that I've only been once before to photograph, and it's down near Woodspring Priory, and I believe it's the River Banwell where it meets the sea. So I'll see what we can do here. Definitely a black and white day today, guys. There's zero detail. It was going to be all about the mood. Like I said, I was going to go to Sand Point and get that. I was looking at a shot of the peninsula, centre in the frame, kind of looking down, everything else just white and blown out. Long exposure, going for a minimalist shot, but that hasn't happened, so this doesn't seem to be working out too bad. So this shot was fairly simple. It was just a case of using the curves of the river to draw the eye in. This shot was taken at 17mm f11 ISO 64 using the Nisi V6 for the CPL and the Nisi 0.9 medium grad. Seriously glad I brought the wellies. Lots of responsible dog owners around here as well. Nice to see. Can you detect the sarcasm? There's more dog crap than there is mud. Oh, some nice oak trees over there. Yes, I think they're oaks. That reflection in the pool. It's a shame there's a little bit of wind. If this pool was still, there'd be a really nice reflection there. But I might see if I can get that shot anyway, cut in tight. Possibly a square crop. I'm gonna have a go. Let's see. I quite like the way that's turned out, considering. I mean, there's just a hint of colour in the trees, kind of orangey browns, rustic colours. Bit of a tweak in Photoshop, bring them out a bit. I think that'd be quite nice. So with this shot, I've got the polarizer on to control the reflections, so just how I want. Obviously, I want the reflections, but you know, it's about control. And I've got a 0.9 medium grad just to hold the sky back a bit, although I mean it's so overcast today that it's not, you know, it's not that big a deal. I mean, you could probably get away with a single shot, but it's holding it back nicely actually, and I'm getting a good balanced exposure. Let me show you the histogram. So you can see there that the histogram's turned sideways obviously, but I've got no clipping on the shadows, no clipping on the highlights, so I've got all the detail there. Well, what detail there is there, so everything is there that I need, which is good. So yeah, I quite like that shot. Forget what I said about a square crop, because that's going to be an A3, or it's going to be A1 format ratio. Sorry. Yeah, I think that's quite nice. So this shot was all about capturing the reflection and using the curve of the back to lead the eye. It was taken at 35mm f14 ISO 64 using a Nisi polarizer to control the reflections and a Nisi 0.9 grad to hold back the sky. So I'm going to walk on to a little bay called Middle Hope, which I've shot before. It's nothing special, but I'm on the lookout for minimalists. So because you can see there's nothing going on in that sky whatsoever. So I'm hoping I can use that. Tide's nice and calm. So I'll see what I can find. Probably get the drone up again as well. Get some footage. And we'll see what we can do. So on the walk from Woodspring Priory towards Middle Hope, I came across this area, which I have to admit I've never actually been to before, and it's rather nice. GoPro's a bit wide to show it really, but it's it looks like I might be able to shoot Middle Hope from the opposite side that I normally do, which, like I said, I've never actually approached it from this side before, so could be good. Okay, so no frills with this shot, just a shot to show you the area as a whole. It's taken at 27mm f14 ISO 64 using a Nisi 0.9 medium grad 12 back sky. Okay, so this is really nice. How have I never been here before? Look. There is one massive leading line right there. How have I never been here before? In this image I use the foreground rocks as leading lines, but to be honest I find the foreground a little too messy. I think it's okay, but it's no portfolio shot. Starting to get a bit fresh down here, but I think it's worth it. And look at these rocks. The lines are just perfect. They're just shooting straight out towards the peninsula. I've taken a couple of shots already. Let me show you. As usual, it doesn't really work, does it? But as in the reflections, I mean. Hopefully the shot will. Yeah, this is a great place, and I would definitely be visiting this one again. And the annoying thing is, Middle Hope is the gravel bit that you can see just over there, the Pebble Beach. And I've been over there several times. I've seen this bay from over there, but never thought that it was anything, you know, that you can access or that anything could be made of it. But it just goes to show you don't know until you try. So this is a shot taken with my drone, which is a DJI Mavic Mini. I can't really give you any more details than that, as to be honest they're pretty irrelevant. I want to talk you through this shot. There's a trick shooting wide angle which you may already know, but if you tilt the camera downwards it really accentuates the foreground. It kind of really pulls those corners in. And what I'm trying to do with this one, I'll show you, is down here, this little pointy bit where the water's coming in, putting that in the bottom left corner. I'm shooting in portrait orientation, because I want to kind of create that kind of long depth, you know, that kind of stretching out feeling. So yeah, I'm putting that in the bottom corner, and then the peninsula out there is going up either centre or towards the right. And yeah, I think it works quite well. I'm just waiting for the waiting for a nice wave to come in, so I get a bit of movement in that water. There it is. It's all about those leading lines. Taking at 17mm with the lens tilted downwards, this gives the kind of stretch look and gives the foreground more impact. Taking at f14, ISO 64 using a Nisi CPL and a Nisi 0.9 medium grad. So you know, this video is about, again, about trying to show you that, you know, you don't have to have amazing light. Yeah, it helps, you know, it definitely helps, but don't not go out and take pictures just because the light's crap. You know, I think these shots work really well. They may well be mono shots, but looking at them, to be honest, I think I'll probably leave them in colour. You know, I don't live in a exotic place by any means. You know, the water's not blue. It's certainly not blue. And you know, Somerset is predominantly flat, so you don't have to have amazing places. Again, like I said, it does help, don't get me wrong. You know, this doesn't compare to a picture of an Icelandic waterfall or something like that, but that's not a reason not to go out and photograph it. So, you know, just do it. I think these are turning out quite well, and I think, yeah, I've definitely got some keepers here. So just don't be disheartened by, you know, where you live or whatever, or the conditions. Just go out and find something, make it work. Think differently. You know, don't go out looking for dramatic light. I came out today looking for minimalism, but as it happens, that didn't work. The sky's got a little bit more detail to it now than it did have. So I've basically just gone with it, and you know, I've made something work. And that's what it's all about, I think. Not to mention the fact that I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I found a new area which I didn't actually know was here, which is ridiculous really, because I've lived in this town my whole life. And I've seen this from the other side, but I've never actually come down to it. This is definitely a bay that I'll be visiting again at sunset, maybe not in the winter, because I think the sun will be too far round. Although it can still work, you know, you can get the underlighting on the clouds if the conditions are right. And at high tide too, because you know, everything that I'm stood on here, this will all be submerged when the tide's in. So yeah, just go out and do it. This image is about using colour as a main element. As well as the leading lines, the little pop of colour in the foreground and the little splash of green in the distance balance the image and give the eye something to aim for. As well as leading lines, it's good to look for areas of colour to use when framing your compositions. Probably my favourite shot of this shoot. It's all about visual impact. You'll notice several leading lines in the foreground and a peninsula leading you out to the distance. This shot was always going to be black and white, and I converted it in Photoshop, tweaked the highlights and the shadows for maximum impact. Look at these lines I found. Now they make a nice foreground interest. It's almost a perfect point. Absolutely lovely. Nice bit of texture, nice bit of detail. Use the polarizer to adjust the reflection on the rock pools as well, so you can get them where you want them. Long exposure, you're talking 4 seconds, f14 17mm, tilt it downwards to accentuate those lines, which is what I was saying about earlier. And yeah, I think that's going to make a nice mono image, that one. There's a little bit of that rock over there that's just sticking into my frame, which I'm going to have to clone that out because it is distracting and I don't want it there. So I'll deal with that later. But yeah, look for these sort of things, these lines and these details. I stumbled across that by accident, couldn't see it from over that side, walked over here and it became immediately obvious. I'm not so sure about this shot. I think the foreground is a little bit too dominant. The lines are nice, but the composition isn't quite right. This is one to revisit, I think. Hopefully I've had something to show you, and a few things to teach you as well. You know, with the whole tilting of the camera with a wide angle. Like I said, it's probably things you already know, but if you don't, you know, it does work. It definitely adds to the image. But thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'm going to try and take it in a new direction with the narrative. Hopefully that's worked. If it has, then you know you've obviously watched it. Yeah, so you know, if you enjoyed this one, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments as well what you think about the drone flying, whether it's a good addition to the videos or not. Yeah, consider subscribing and click the bell and you'll get notified every time I upload a video. And thanks for tuning in. I told you I got my minimalist shot. Not much to say about this one really. I exposed to the right to push the whites and the highlights and remove any detail in the sky, leaving the focus and attention on the rocks.